Well, would you look at that? We're in August of 2021, and your boy BluMaan over here hasn't even made a list of the best hairstyling options for guys this year yet. Well, that's about to change. I've got a list of awesome hairstyles to choose from that are hot right now. And just to clarify, this list does not include the classics, the hairstyles that are always in. This is, more what's trending, but there still should be something, a little something for everybody. As always, I'm here to provide the information. Your job is to pick out what you like the best. Let's do it. First on the list takes inspiration from the trendy skin fades, the high fades that have been in and dominating really for the last few years. It's slowed down a little bit here, but you take that and you match it with the more grown out look that's been really dominating up until this present point. Really kind of a quarantine look that guys have started to embrace, more grown out. So you take these two and what you get is a nice meet in the middle look, an evolution some may say, and that is the low fade. Right now I'm growing my hair out a little again for a bit of a different look, more on that in due time, but in the meantime I went in for a nice little touch up with my boy Byron. And even though the haircut that we got looks really simple, I've never actually gotten a low fade before. It's grown a little since a week ago, but you can see the very minor fade that took place pretty much just at my sideburns, matched with the more grown in hair on the sides. I mean, I pretty much had the bare minimum of a low fade because we didn't fade the back at all, but a more traditional low fade would include a minimal fade happening at the sideburns and back of the neck as well. The low fade is basically one step further from a straightforward lineup and just adds a really clean look to the more grown out look. And if that's something that you're into, check it out. You get the best of both worlds. You get the longer hair, but the nice touch up. And just to distinguish something here, there is a difference between a low fade and a drop fade. Maybe these are terms that you've heard before. A low fade is literally a low fade all around, from the sideburns to the sides to the back. It's just a fade that's very low down. A drop fade, on the other hand, tends to look like a normal higher up fade on the sides, but drops drastically off at the back. So if you didn't know the difference, now you know. Next up, this is a hairstyle that I never thought that I would be excited about. I'm kind of surprised by how into it I am personally, and that's the modern mullet. You guys may have seen when I transitioned from my long hair to my short hair, again with Byron, but we snuck a little bit of a mullet in there, which I had never tried before, and I was surprised by how much I liked it, and y'all's responses in the comments. A big point here is the modern aspect though. A mullet is one of those hairstyles that can look really messy if you're not careful. And here's a couple examples of what I mean. These are a little bit more outdated and a lot more messy and sloppy. Most guys who are into hair care about the groomed factor, so now the mullet is back, but with a more refined, almost purposeful look. If you're the kind of guy who likes to stand out a little, but still clearly puts in the effort and wants to look like you've got your grooming game down, you might want to consider one. You only live once, you want to try it, just try it if you want to. It's a little bit of foreshadowing for maybe what I'm planning to do. Maybe that's why I didn't get a drop fade, low fade in the back. Next up is another variation of the fade, but provides just enough of a unique angle to stand out in a subtle way, and that is the burst fade. Love it or hate it, fades, they will always be a go-to hairstyle for guys. It's all about finding the little intricacies that make these things different. So maybe you're the kind of guy who knows what he likes, but wants something just a little different. This one might be for you. A burst fade is basically a more rounded version of a traditional fade. Instead of going straight up and down like you normally see, like in this example right here, a burst fade adds a curvature, which just provides a unique, yet not too obvious change. I mean, you can make it more obvious. As you can see, there's different versions of this from the photos. It's great for those who know what they like, but want to try something different without stepping too far out of their comfort zone. Fourth up, for our brothers who like to keep things a little shorter, try out the messy crop with pretty much any fade that you want. The nice thing about this hairstyle is that you can literally match the amount of hair you want on the sides, as long as it's not crazy long, because then it's a totally different hairstyle. But if you're feeling a slight grown in look or a low, medium, or high fade, this is a great option for those wanting to keep it short. The one thing that I will point out, there's a difference between the messy crop and the French crop, which looks much, I guess, more purposefully clean and straight edge. The French crop is not as big here in 2021. I just wanted to make that distinction. At the end of the day, you pick whatever you want, but I think the short, more messy, crop-like hairstyles, they look great. And finally, on the opposite end of the spectrum, for those of you looking for something a little bit longer in the hair styling world, we've got the medium length, messy, slick back. The medium length, messy, slick back, it's a killer look. Right now, it seems like we're headed into a phase where it's all about the refinement of that grown out look. Like we just said before, between the low fades being really hot right now, and now with the medium length, messy, slick back, it's just, you're just refining that grown out look. A cleaned up yet messy medium length slick back shows the carefree nature that you possess while showing care and effort into your grooming routine. It's a great choice for guys out there who appreciate a more carefree vibe. I mean, you've got the messy nature, you're not taking in too much consideration for the perfect placement, but it still looks modern. Most importantly, very nice. That's my list. Let me know if you've got any favorites down below. Any of these hairstyles will be perfectly matched with BluMaan products. BluMaan.com is the place to be for all of your hairstyling needs. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe, and I'll see everybody next time.